What if I told you that every single time you've said, "I can't afford that," or "money is tight," you've been unknowingly placing an order with the universe for more financial struggle? Sounds crazy, right? But stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover might completely revolutionize your relationship with money and abundance. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. Right now, as you're watching this, millions of people around the world are doing what I call the financial equivalent of interpretive dance. They're visualizing abundance, repeating affirmations, creating vision boards, and some are even having those awkward 3 a.m. conversations with their wallets in the bathroom mirror. Has this ever happened to you? You've probably read every abundance book on the shelf, watched countless manifestation videos, and maybe even tried some pretty unusual techniques to attract money into your life. Yet here you are, still riding that exhausting financial roller coaster where one day you're feeling abundant enough to order that fancy coffee without checking your account, and the next day you're calculating whether you can afford both groceries and gas this week. It's mentally and emotionally draining, isn't it? You've been told to think positive thoughts, practice gratitude, and visualize your dream life, which is all wonderful advice, but somehow your bank account seems to have missed the memo about your manifestation efforts. Here's the shocking truth that nobody talks about in those glossy abundance courses. Most of us have been approaching money completely backwards. We've been begging, pleading, and essentially asking the universe for permission to be prosperous, when what we should be doing is something far more powerful and infinitely more effective. We should be commanding money to flow to us like we're the boss of our own cosmic restaurant. I know this might sound unconventional, but think about it for a moment. When you flip a light switch, do you stand there politely asking electricity to please illuminate your room? Of course not. You flip that switch with complete expectation that the light will come on. That's a command, not a request. And energy responds to commands, not desperate pleas. The ancient wisdom traditions understood this principle perfectly, and pioneers like Florence Scovel Shinn discovered decades ago that the universe operates on spiritual laws just as precise as physical laws. Your subconscious mind, which controls about 95% of your daily actions, works like the most obedient servant imaginable. It doesn't argue, it doesn't judge, and it certainly doesn't care whether your financial orders seem reasonable. It simply follows the instructions you give it. But here's where most people create their own financial prison without even realizing it. Subscribe if you want more content that bridges the gap between spiritual principles and practical application, because that's exactly what we focus on here. I share the kind of insights that help you create real change, not just temporary motivation. The problem is that every time you catch yourself saying things like, "I can't afford that," or "money doesn't grow on trees," or my personal favorite, "I'm broke," you're essentially giving your subconscious mind a crystal clear order to maintain that exact financial state. Your subconscious mind hears these statements and thinks, "Oh, perfect, they want to stay broke. I'll make sure they have plenty of opportunities to feel financially stressed." It's like having a genie who takes everything literally and has absolutely no sense of irony about your situation. This creates that exhausting cycle you know all too well. One moment you're feeling financially empowered, making decisions from a place of abundance, and the very next day you're back to calculating whether you can afford both groceries and gas this week. It's mentally draining because you're constantly switching between two completely different financial identities, and this internal conflict is secretly sabotaging every manifestation effort you make. What's even more frustrating is that you've probably tried all the conventional wisdom. You've practiced gratitude for what you have. You've visualized your ideal financial life in vivid detail, and you've maintained positive thoughts about money flowing to you. These are beautiful practices, and I'm not dismissing their value, but if you're honest with yourself, your bank account hasn't exactly been reflecting all this inner work, has it? There's a hidden truth behind this disconnect that most abundance teachers never address. The missing piece in your financial transformation isn't about thinking more positive thoughts or being more grateful, though those elements certainly help. The real revelation lies in understanding that your subconscious mind responds to authority, not wishful thinking. It responds to commands, not requests. It responds to decisions, not hopes. When you truly grasp this fundamental shift, everything changes about your relationship with money. You stop being a beggar at the cosmic buffet and start becoming the head chef of your own financial kitchen. The impact of this mindset transformation goes far beyond just improving your bank balance. It affects how you show up in the world, how you make decisions, and how you view your own power as a creative being. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because what I'm about to reveal will show you exactly how to reprogram that obedient servant called your subconscious mind. The journey from financial struggle to abundance isn't about learning new techniques or reading more books. It's about understanding the precise language your subconscious mind responds to and then using that language with complete confidence and authority. Write in the comments, "I'm ready to command," if this resonates with you so far. The first revelation that will completely shift your financial reality is understanding that money isn't actually a thing you need to chase, seduce, or convince to like you. Money is pure energy, and energy responds to command, not begging. This isn't some mystical concept pulled from ancient scrolls. This is a fundamental truth about how the universe operates that most people completely miss in their financial journey. Think about this transformation in perspective. When you walk into a room and flip a light switch, what do? You don't stand there pleading with electricity, saying things like, "Please, dear electricity, if it's not too much trouble, could you possibly illuminate this room for me?" You don't spend 5 minutes explaining to the electrical current why you deserve light or how grateful you would be if it decided to cooperate. You simply flip that switch with complete expectation that the light will come on, and it does. That's the difference between commanding and begging, between expectation and hope. Your entire relationship with abundance changes when you recognize this hidden truth behind how energy flows. The impact of this mindset shift goes far beyond just improving your bank account. It transforms how you make decisions, how you view opportunities, and how you show up in every area of your life. Most people approach money like they're in some kind of romantic comedy, trying to win its affection through elaborate gestures and desperate demonstrations of worthiness. They think they need to prove themselves worthy of financial abundance, when in reality, abundance is simply waiting for clear, confident instructions. Your subconscious mind has been sitting there like the most loyal assistant imaginable, waiting decades for you to finally give it some decisive commands instead of wishy-washy suggestions. Behind the scenes of every financial breakthrough, there's always this moment of recognition where someone stops asking permission from the universe and starts taking their rightful place as the director of their own financial story. This isn't about becoming arrogant or entitled. It's about recognizing the authentic power you've always possessed but never fully claimed. When you truly understand that money responds to the same universal principles as electricity, everything becomes simpler. You stop wondering if you deserve abundance and start focusing on giving clear instructions to the energy that's already eager to serve you. The journey from financial struggle to prosperity becomes less about learning complex manifestation techniques and more about remembering how to communicate with authority and expectation. Write "I flipped the switch" in the comments if you're starting to see money differently now. This understanding isn't some new age invention or modern manifestation trend. The ancient wisdom traditions figured this out thousands of years ago. They understood something profound that we've somehow forgotten in our modern pursuit of abundance. These traditions recognize that the universe operates on spiritual laws that are just as precise and predictable as physical laws. Gravity doesn't respond to your wishes about whether you want to fall or not. It simply operates according to its principles. The same precision applies to the spiritual laws governing abundance and manifestation. Florence Scovel Shinn discovered this fundamental truth decades ago when she realized that we must give definite orders to our subconscious mind. Not suggestions, not wishes, not those desperate midnight pleas we make when the bills are piling up, but clear, confident commands that leave no room for interpretation. This revelation completely transformed how she approached not just money, but every area of life where she wanted to see change. The impact of this discovery goes far beyond personal finance. When you understand that your subconscious mind operates like the most dedicated employee you could ever imagine, one that never questions your authority and never takes a day off, you begin to realize the incredible power you've been unconsciously wielding your entire life. Behind the scenes of every success and every struggle, your subconscious has been faithfully following the instructions you've given it through your habitual thoughts and words. This isn't about positive thinking or trying to convince yourself of something that doesn't feel true. It's about recognizing that you've always been the one in charge. You just haven't been giving very good instructions. Every time you've said, "I'm broke," or "I can't afford that," you've been placing a definite order with your subconscious mind to maintain those exact circumstances. Your subconscious doesn't judge whether these orders are good for you or not. It simply executes them with remarkable efficiency. Hit the like button if this content gave you a new perspective on your financial reality, because that simple action helps ensure more people discover this approach to abundance that actually works. The transformation happens when you realize that changing your financial reality isn't about learning some complex manifestation technique or reading more books about abundance. It's about taking responsibility for the quality of the orders you're giving to that incredibly powerful part of your mind that's been waiting your entire life for clear, confident direction. The journey from financial struggle to prosperity becomes a matter of changing your internal language from suggestions to commands. Now, let me show you exactly how to speak this new language of financial authority, because once you master this, you'll never approach money the same way again. Write, "I give clear orders" in the comments if you're ready to take command of your financial instructions. The science behind this transformation is absolutely fascinating. Your subconscious mind controls approximately 95% of your daily actions, decisions, and responses. Think about that for a moment. Only 5% of what you do each day comes from your conscious, analytical thinking. The other 95% is being managed by this incredibly powerful part of your mind that operates like the most obedient servant you could ever imagine. This servant doesn't argue with you, it doesn't judge your decisions, and it certainly doesn't question whether your orders make logical sense. It simply takes whatever instructions you give it and works tirelessly, 24 hours a day, to make those instructions your reality. The hidden truth that most people never realize is that they've been unknowingly giving this powerful servant terrible instructions for years, sometimes decades. Every single time you catch yourself saying, "I can't afford that," you're giving your subconscious mind a direct order to maintain a state of financial limitation. When you declare, "Money is tight," you're instructing that loyal servant to create more situations where money feels scarce and restricted. And when you casually mention, "I'm broke," you're essentially commanding your subconscious to arrange circumstances that keep you feeling financial thinking that ignores practical action. The true power of financial commands lies in how they align your inner authority with your outer actions, creating a coherent, energetic flow toward abundance rather than the internal conflict that keeps most people stuck. When you truly believe that money is flowing to you because you've ordered it with genuine authority, something remarkable happens to your entire approach to opportunities and decision-making. Behind the scenes, this alignment between your inner commands and outer expectations starts affecting every choice you make throughout your day. You begin taking different actions, noticing different possibilities, and showing up differently in situations that have financial potential. The transformation becomes evident when you start recognizing opportunities that were always there but somehow invisible when you were operating from scarcity mode. Your brain's filtering system, that incredible mechanism called the reticular activating system, finally gets clear instructions about what to look for. Instead of scanning your environment for evidence of financial limitation, it starts highlighting possibilities for income, savings, investments, and creative solutions to money challenges. This enhanced opportunity recognition goes far deeper than just noticing job postings or business ideas. When you genuinely expect money to flow to you, you become more creative in problem solving, more confident in negotiations, and significantly more willing to take intelligent risks that people stuck in scarcity thinking would never even consider. The impact of this shift affects everything from how you present yourself in professional situations to how you evaluate potential income streams. The hidden truth about this process is that your belief in money flowing to you doesn't create opportunities out of thin air, but it does make you available to opportunities that your scarcity-focused mind was unconsciously rejecting or overlooking. Your decision-making process transforms from "I can't afford to take this risk" to "I can't afford not to explore this possibility." This alignment between inner commands and outer readiness creates a powerful synergy that accelerates your financial transformation in ways that purely mental techniques or purely practical actions could never achieve alone. Write "I align inner and outer" in the comments if you can feel how this coherent approach differs from either passive wishing or desperate action-taking. This alignment process triggers something truly remarkable in your relationship with your own capabilities and potential. You start remembering skills you have that people would actually pay for, skills that somehow became invisible when you were stuck in survival mode thinking. Maybe you're incredibly good at organizing spaces, or you have a talent for explaining complex concepts in simple terms, or you possess technical abilities that you've been taking for granted. When your mind shifts from scarcity to command mode, these monetizable talents suddenly become obvious again. The transformation extends to how you perceive work opportunities as well. Instead of every job posting looking like potential indentured servitude, you start noticing positions that actually align with your interests and abilities. Business ideas that once seemed impossible or too risky begin appearing as genuinely enjoyable possibilities rather than desperate schemes. Behind the scenes, your brain stops filtering everything through the lens of "what's the minimum I need to survive?" and starts processing information through "what's the maximum value I can create?" This shift isn't magic, although it might feel magical when it starts happening to you. What's actually occurring is that your reticular activating system, that incredible filtering mechanism in your brain, is finally receiving clear, consistent instructions about what to look for in your environment. Instead of being programmed to scan for evidence of financial limitation and reasons why opportunities won't work, it's now calibrated to highlight possibilities, connections, and resources that support your financial commands. Your reticular activating system works like the most sophisticated search engine imaginable, but it can only find what you've programmed it to seek. When you consistently order money to flow to you with genuine authority, you're essentially updating your brain's search parameters. The impact of this reprogramming affects everything from which conversations you notice in coffee shops to which articles catch your attention online, from which people you remember to contact to which ideas suddenly seem worth pursuing. The hidden truth about opportunity recognition is that most people aren't actually lacking opportunities. They're lacking the proper mental filtering system to recognize opportunities when they appear. The journey from financial struggle to abundance often involves fewer external changes than you might expect, and more internal recalibration of what your brain considers worthy of your attention. Now let me share with you a powerful practice that will accelerate this entire transformation process, because understanding the theory is just the beginning of your financial revolution. Write "My brain finds opportunities" in the comments if you're starting to notice how your mental filtering system affects what you see as possible. This powerful practice requires you to take immediate action right now while you're watching this. I want you to say out loud, with genuine authority, "I order money to flow to me." Don't just think it, don't whisper it under your breath. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you're the director of your own life movie, and money is just an actor who's been waiting backstage for their cue to enter the scene. The transformation happens in real time when you speak these words with authentic command rather than hopeful wishing. Feel what happens in your body when you say that statement with genuine authority. There's an immediate energetic shift that occurs. And this isn't your imagination playing tricks on you. What you're experiencing is your entire energetic system realigning itself from scarcity frequency to abundance frequency. It's like changing the radio station from Broke FM, where all the songs are about financial struggle and limitation, to Abundance Radio, where the music is infinitely better and the programming supports prosperity thinking. Behind the cool scenes, this vocal command creates a more powerful imprint on your subconscious mind than silent thoughts ever could. When you speak your financial orders out loud, You're engaging multiple sensory systems simultaneously. Your ears hear the command, your vocal cords feel the vibration, and your entire nervous system responds to the authority in your voice. The impact of this multi-sensory programming accelerates the neural pathway formation we discussed earlier. The hidden truth about this energetic realignment is that most people have been unconsciously tuned to scarcity frequency for so long that they've forgotten what abundance energy actually feels like. When you command money to flow to you with genuine authority, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your entire vibrational state. This energetic shift affects how you carry yourself, how you make decisions, and how other people respond to your presence. This isn't about pretending to feel abundant when you don't. It's about remembering the natural confidence that comes from recognizing your authentic power to command your financial reality. The journey from limitation to prosperity often involves rediscovering energetic states that you've always had access to, but somehow learned to suppress or ignore through years of scarcity conditioning. Now, I want to reveal the specific framework that will help you maintain this new energetic frequency consistently, because sustaining this transformation requires more than just understanding the principles. Write, "I feel the shift" in the comments if you can sense this energetic realignment happening as you practice commanding money to flow to you. This framework for sustaining your financial transformation starts with a simple but powerful 7-day commitment that will fundamentally rewire how your subconscious mind processes abundance. Every morning for the next 7 days, you're going to give yourself one clear, confident financial order. Not a wish, not a hope, not a "wouldn't it be nice if" statement, but a definitive command that you write down and speak aloud with complete authority. The impact of this morning practice goes far beyond just positive thinking or daily affirmations. When you write down your financial order and speak it aloud, you're creating what I call a cosmic contract with your subconscious mind. You're essentially placing an order at your favorite restaurant of abundance, and then you go about your day with the same expectation you'd have waiting for your meal to arrive. Behind the scenes, this daily ordering practice trains your mind to operate from expectation rather than desperation. But here's where most people miss a crucial element that determines whether this transformation becomes permanent or just temporary. You need to start documenting every single instance of money appearing in your life, no matter how insignificant it might seem. Found a quarter in your car? Write it down. Got an unexpected discount at the grocery store? Document it. Someone bought you coffee? Record it in what I call your success journal. The hidden truth about this documentation process is that your subconscious mind needs concrete evidence that your financial orders are actually working. When you consistently record these small demonstrations of abundance, you're providing your subconscious with proof that you are indeed someone who attracts money regularly. This evidence gathering becomes the foundation for your mind to justify sending you larger and more frequent financial opportunities. Most people completely overlook these small financial wins because they're waiting for the big breakthrough. But your subconscious doesn't distinguish between finding $1 and receiving $1,000 in terms of building confidence in your money-attracting abilities. The journey from financial struggle to consistent abundance is built on recognizing and celebrating these daily demonstrations that your commands are being fulfilled. This success journal becomes your personal database of evidence that you have the power to command money to flow to you, and this growing collection of proof transforms your relationship with abundance from hoping it might happen to knowing it's already happening consistently. Write, "I document my wins" in the comments if you're ready to start tracking every instance of money showing up in your life. This evidence-based approach to building financial confidence creates something far more powerful than blind faith or positive thinking. Your success journal becomes tangible proof that you genuinely do have control over your financial reality, and this concrete evidence provides your subconscious mind with the solid foundation it needs to justify sending you larger and more consistent opportunities. Behind the scenes, every entry in your journal strengthens your internal belief system in ways that purely mental techniques simply cannot match. The transformation happens when you realize that you're not trying to convince yourself of something that isn't true. You're documenting something that's already happening. This shift from hoping abundance will come to recognizing abundance is already flowing creates a profound change in your entire energetic relationship with money. The impact of this evidence gathering extends far beyond just tracking small financial wins. It fundamentally alters how you perceive your own power and effectiveness in creating financial change. But here's where this journey becomes even more powerful, and this element might surprise you. Sharing your financial orders creates an additional layer of accountability that accelerates your transformation significantly. When you put your financial command in writing for others to see, you're making a public commitment to this new way of thinking that your subconscious mind takes very seriously. The act of declaring your financial orders in a community setting adds social reinforcement to your personal transformation process. This community accountability works because it helps you maintain consistency with your new abundance mindset, even when old scarcity patterns try to resurface. The hidden truth about sustainable change is that it happens more reliably when you're surrounded by others who support and understand your new way of thinking. Your journey from financial limitation to prosperity becomes less lonely and more supported. When you connect with people who are walking the same path of conscious financial transformation, the decision to share your financial orders publicly also demonstrates to your subconscious mind that you're serious about this change, that this isn't just another temporary experiment, but a genuine commitment to rewiring your relationship with abundance. This public declaration creates an additional layer of neural pathway reinforcement that helps establish your new financial mindset more permanently. Now, I want to reveal the ultimate truth about why this entire approach works so effectively, because understanding this final principle will cement everything you've learned and ensure your financial transformation becomes truly lasting. Write, "I commit publicly," in the comments, along with your first financial order, if you're ready to join this community of people who are taking command of their financial reality. The ultimate truth that transforms everything about your financial journey is this profound recognition. You are not asking the universe for permission to be abundant. You are not hoping that maybe, possibly, if you're really good and follow all the rules perfectly, money might consider flowing in your direction. What you're actually doing is claiming your natural right as a powerful creative being living in an inherently abundant universe. This shift from permission-seeking to right-claiming changes the entire foundation of your relationship with prosperity. Behind the scenes, when you truly understand that abundance is your birthright rather than something you need to earn or prove you deserve, every financial command you give carries the weight of absolute authority. The impact of this realization goes far beyond just improving your bank account. It transforms how you show up in every area of your life where you've been unconsciously asking permission instead of taking command. The hidden truth about successful people that most others never realize is that they've learned to be what I call financially bossy. They don't apologize for wanting prosperity. They don't feel guilty about commanding abundance, and they certainly don't waste energy trying to convince money to notice them. They simply give clear, confident orders to their financial reality and expect those orders to be fulfilled because they understand their natural authority as conscious creators. Your transformation from financial struggle to consistent abundance requires you to embrace this same energy of benevolent command. This isn't about becoming arrogant or entitled. It's about recognizing the authentic power you've always possessed, but have been conditioned to suppress or ignore. The journey from scarcity to prosperity is ultimately a journey from submissive hoping to authoritative knowing. When you start being financially bossy in the best possible way, your bank account will literally thank you for finally taking command instead of remaining submissive to scarcity thinking. This mindset shift affects every financial decision you make, every opportunity you evaluate, and every risk you're willing to take, because you're no longer operating from a place of financial fear, but from a place of financial authority. The decision to embrace your natural right to abundance becomes the foundation for every other technique and principle you've learned, because without this fundamental recognition of your inherent power, all other methods remain surface-level adjustments rather than deep transformation. Write, "I claim my right," in the comments if you're ready to stop asking permission and start commanding your abundant reality as the powerful creator you truly are. You know, if you've made it this far with me, you're clearly someone who's serious about transforming your relationship with money. And that tells me everything I need to know about your commitment to creating real change in your life. The fact that you stayed through this entire journey shows you're ready to move beyond surface-level financial advice and embrace the kind of deep transformation that actually creates lasting results. If this content resonated with you and you can see yourself implementing these principles in your daily life, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, because this is exactly the kind of practical, science-backed abundance content I share regularly. We're building a community of people who understand that financial transformation happens from the inside out, and having you as part of that community would be incredible. Leave me a comment saying, "This message was meant for me," if you made it all the way through, because I genuinely want to acknowledge your commitment and hear about your experience with these concepts. Your engagement helps me understand what's truly serving people and what topics to dive deeper into in future content. And if this video created that shift in your energy that we talked about, if you felt that transformation from scarcity frequency to abundance frequency, a like would mean the world to me. It helps this message reach other people who need to hear it just as much as you did. There's a video right here that takes this foundation we've built together and shows you exactly how to maintain this new financial authority when challenges arise and old patterns try to resurface. Click and continue with me over there, because what you're about to discover will ensure this transformation becomes permanent rather than just temporary inspiration. Your financial revolution is just beginning.